Welcome back to the podcast. You are listening to Launch Speed. I am Brendan, and I'm joined here by Zach and a autonomous computer.
Yeah, so we managed to buy this top-of-the-line computer. It cost about $40,000. That's how much debt she has, right? And this computer will pull up anything we ask it to,
but slowly. It takes a minute.
It does a two-finger type method. It does take a little while, so we apologize if you hear some pauses throughout this episode. We're just waiting. It's like a fax machine.
We're trying to come up with a name for the computer, but we just can't think of anything. Can't think of anything appropriate.
If you guys can give us some shout-outs about what we should name our computer, that'd be awesome. We'd really appreciate it.
All right, hope you enjoy.
There's multiple shapes and sizes. Just decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
Well, it's not gonna hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
launch speed.
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed.
Did you do anything exciting this week?
Well, last weekend we went to Snowshoe.
Oh, we did.
Did you forget?
Almost.
Yeah,
besides my leg.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was the first time I've been snowboarding in a long time.
It would look like it's been a long time since I snowboarded, but I just suck, so.
Yeah. Would you say that it's fair to say that I showed you guys up?
No.
Really?
I never got to see it. I was
Eyes must have been closed.
No, I was just too far behind the whole time.
Yeah, okay, fair. Had some interesting bits, like when we got lost on the mud road.
Oh, yeah. How confident I am even when I'm wrong. And
yeah.
That irritates me the most.
It's not a good quality to have.
Yes, it is. Confidence is always a good quality.
Even when you're wrong?
Well, it doesn't matter as long as you're confident.
Oh. Regardless. That was a lot of fun. We got to do that again.
For sure. We hopefully can bring your wife this time.
Yeah, it'd be nice. But I said to her, like, when we were on that mud road, she would have been like, we're turning around.
We're going home. We're driving 4 hours back.
We're not doing this anymore. I was like, okay. That was a bit nerve-wracking.
What was your favorite part of the trip? You can't just say snowboarding.
I was going to say snowboarding. I'd say that when you and I went out that time without anybody else, and I nailed those 3 black diamonds. That was a lot of fun.
I don't know why you said it like that, but okay.
That was the best part, I think.
I would say that was my favorite part too. That
even though I was so tired in that like 2 hours that we were out there.
Yeah, but those were my best runs because post that run, I then decided I wanted to go off the mountain and hit a snow machine.
No pun intended, but it was all downhill from there.
It really was. My leg has yet to recover.
So, what's this about dropping mad cash on sports bets?
Dude, I've developed a problem.
Gambling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so much fun because once you have money on it, you have so much more invested. Obviously, you literally have something invested.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch things more closely, you pay attention to more statistics, and it just drives you to know more about the sport.
What sports games are you betting on?
So far, we've bet mostly on college basketball.
Okay.
We've also worked our way over to soccer. And I've told my coworker he's not allowed to bet with me anymore because I have my own betting account as well. And every time he bets the same bet I do, we lose. So I told him he can bet opposites of me all he wants because he's the bad luck.
So have you actually won any money from this?
Well, the thing is we make so many bets every other day that we just constantly are paying up and paying back. We did come with this interesting way to do March Madness this year, though.
Okay.
So it's $1 for every wrong pick you have in the first round, and then $2 for the second round, $3 for this round of 16, $4 for Elite 8, and $5 for the Final 4. And then you don't pay anything after that.
Yeah.
So it could cost you a good amount. And the thing is, let's say you had Gonzaga go all the way out, you owe 15 for them getting eliminated first round. You have to pay up their way through as well.
Wow. That sounds like you lose a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, the thing is, but like when there's massive upsets like that, both of us are pretty much robbed of it.
Yeah, I guess it evens out.
Yeah. So it's going to be like I pay $50 into that pot, he pays $50 in that pot, and one of us walks away with like $1.
Ooh, fun.
We try to do it so one, we never have a paycheck sitting on it, and two, we're never upset about losing the bet. There's not ever enough money to be upset about it.
Yeah, that's good.
Like $5 or $10 here or there, who cares?
Yeah, right. So, what about bad things? What bad things? What you disliked about the last 2 weeks? I guess.
Oh, dude, there's
Is
a lot.
it too many to list?
Well, I listed things from this week alone.
Okay.
I didn't include anything from last week.
Okay.
Well, let's go. Well, so I had to change my oil of the Corolla today or Monday. I drove down here
Okay.
Monday to change it, and I took it to Walmart the first time or the last time I had it changed, and I don't know what the problem is, but they have to put the oil filter on so ungodly tight.
Yep.
Like it's supposed to be pretty
Mhm.
much hand tight because you just have to seal the O-ring.
Yep.
And they're like, well, 200 pounds of torque, that'll work. And then they just crank it down, and then you get under there, and you have to use a pair of channel locks to get it off,
Yep.
which scuffs everything up, and it's not the right tool, but you don't have a wrench that's 5 inches wide.
Yeah, Casey, one time she got her oil changed somewhere, and the oil filter's on the bottom, and it just got the little hole in the skid plate. So it was on there so tight that I busted up all my knuckles on the driveway trying to get that thing off. It's so inconvenient.
And
Mine in my car, it's on top. You open the hood or bonnet if you're British, and it's just right there. So it's super easy.
So is it a cartridge? It's a cartridge that sits in a housing.
Okay.
But the thing is, where it sits, you can only get a quarter turn, and then you have to reset it. Like you reset
Oh.
your channel locks.
Yeah. So I've heard that when it's really tight and you can't get it off, sometimes you can stick a screwdriver through it and turn it. But I know somebody who did that, and they still couldn't get it off, so they had to get it towed to a mechanic shop.
Well, yeah, because that's if you have a filter.
If you have a regular filter, yeah.
You can puncture it, and it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Well, if you puncture the filter, who cares? You're taking it off and replacing it.
Oh, yeah.
Not a
But if you
cartridge.
puncture it and you still can't get it off,
That does. You're right.
boned.
And then the oil pans are designed a way now so it's just like a urinal of the auto world, because no matter how you put that oil pan, it will always splash onto you with hot oil and all over the driveway.
Oh, yep.
And if you're not using one of the rolling like lay down, I don't know what that's called,
Yeah.
like a crawler, I think,
Uh,
you just get oil on all of your clothes, which is what I did. And that was just my exciting life. I wanted to save $20, and that's what I get for it.
It costs quite a bit to go to Valvoline and get them to do it for you.
Well, so Walmart, they trick you. They're like, oh, you can bring your car and it's $20 in oil change, and that's if you have like an older vehicle that uses just regular crude oil. But if you have a car that uses synthetic oil, like the newer cars do,
Yeah.
almost all of them do,
Mhm.
it's $60, and that's where they get you.
That's how they get you.
And then, okay, so I got plenty of things to be mad about this
Okay.
week.
All right.
So I got kicked off my tennis team, my USTA tennis team this week.
Right. That's right. You told me about that.
The guy just sent me an email, didn't give me an option. I've been fine with playing 3 matches I was scheduled for. That's all I wanted to do was play. And now I'm not playing at all. And I contacted USTA to see if there's any other leagues. And they're like, oh, you're this rating, so you have to go to like Northern Virginia, DC, or even farther, like out in Western Maryland to find matches. And I was like, I'm not driving 2 hours at 9 o'clock at night to go play somewhere.
No.
So I'm hoping that I can appeal to then say I'm a bad tennis player, and therefore I can play chumps and just wipe them off the court.
Stomp on kids.
I did have to play into another league. What is today?
Saturday.
So Thursday. Sorry, I don't know why that mattered. So Thursday I had to play in, and they were they weren't great players. Their ratings were like way below mine, and I played in. And the first set, I just murdered them. And I realized, I was like, okay, well, that's just not fun. And then so I let them win the second set, and then I beat them in a close tiebreak.
What a nice guy.
I thought so, because like after I won the first set, I didn't feel good about it because it was literally like picking on small children.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I hit a ball at them, and they'd panic because I was just hitting it a little bit faster than they've ever seen. And I was like, I'm so sorry. What am I tooting my own horn over here now for you?
No, them panicking at a ball being hit at them.
Hey, dude, I hit that ball hard.
Okay.
We already talked about getting hit in the eye with that thing.
Regardless.
It could be deadly.
All right, let's move on. Moving on.
more tennis things. Is this just me ranting for the next
Pretty
like,
much,
5
yeah.
minutes?
Let's go for it.
Let me get through this quickly then. So I've been stringing rackets on the side to get some extra cash. And I charge $10 a racket because I know the people and I'm trying to help them out. And it takes me like 30 minutes to string a racket. Then one guy took advantage of me this week. And he dropped off 10 rackets that aren't his. So what he's doing is charging other people probably like $50 to get their rackets strung.
Dude, what a dick.
I was so mad. It took me, and he's dropped them off on Monday, and he's like, these need to be done by Friday.
Or
I don't know.
Or what? You don't get paid?
I mean, I like the $10 though. So I had to go over a friend's house and string rackets till like 11 o'clock at night.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It wasn't. How about you? You chime in here about something that irritated you, because I feel like I'm just ranting.
Okay, on Monday, I went to go to Chick-fil-A, and they open at 6:30. So I showed up there like 5 minutes beforehand, maybe a little bit less than that. I was like, okay, I'm the first one in line. I might as well just go through the drive-thru. So there's 2 drive-thru lanes. I'm sitting in the left one. 6:30 rolls around, all the lights turn on, and then nothing. So there's people on the line next to me, and still the guy has said nothing. So I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes, not getting any orders in. I finally pull around to the other one because I was like, I don't feel like going in at this point. So I pull around to the other one, and then that one turns on.
They were just irritated at you for being that guy who gets there early.
But everyone else was there early too. I was just there
like
earliest.
Three other people got there kind of early.
I mean, 5. Because there was people waiting behind me as well.
Okay.
So, it's irritating. Pretty irritating.
Did you have any choice words for him?
No, I mean,
or you just roll
what are we
over,
going to do? They probably just made a mistake.
Fold up like a lawn chair in a windstorm?
There's no point in ruining somebody's day. I said in our last weekly podcast that he was taking one tissue out of the box and chewing it up and throwing it everywhere. Well, this past week, he decided that wasn't good enough. So he was home alone when we were at work, and 15 minutes after Casey left, he grabbed the whole box of tissues and destroyed the whole thing. And then he started chewing on the nice pillows. So I had to come home and stop him from eating everything.
I keep forgetting that you guys have a camera on that dog.
Yeah.
When you're gone to work. It's like, how
so
do you
that he
know
doesn't
this?
eat the couch.
So you have to drive like 20 minutes from work?
Yeah.
To come stop your dog.
Mm-hmm.
You could get like a dog sitter since you're so paranoid.
I wouldn't say paranoid.
And you have a camera.
It's just nice to see him. Casey really likes it.
That's what matters. As
Yeah.
long as Casey's
Yeah.
happy. We all know happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
Even from the single world.
Also, I mean, it doesn't really pertain to me, but I found out the other day that Alex Trebek has cancer.
That really freaking sucks. That guy's awesome. I watched his announcement on Facebook, and that's a bro and a half. That guy is the greatest.
Well, he's pretty cool.
He literally, his job is telling people they're stupid, and everyone loves him that much. I wonder how many people he's been like, no, you're wrong.
Lots. I mean, thousands.
So when I first watched Jeopardy, I couldn't stand him because I thought he was being condescending to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was his demeanor he put out, but that's really who he is. He talks like that normally, where he's like, no, the answer is, and he says it real slow so everyone can understand.
Here it is, you idiots. Did you ever watch the Saturday Night Live skits with Sean Connery on Jeopardy?
No.
Oh, they're pretty hilarious. Almost every skit, Sean Connery's like, suck it, Trebek. Your mother's a whore.
That's a pretty good Sean Connery impression.
What can I say? I'm a master.
All right, I got 2 more things that happened this week.
Okay.
That irritated me, and then I'm done.
Go for it.
And then I'm done.
Go for it.
So, if you're sick, and you have a fever, do you come into work? Do you go into work and then make everyone sit in a small room with you all day?
I mean, it depends. Do I like these people?
I hope she likes us, but so one of my coworkers came in sick. I mean, really sick on Thursday. And we all sit in the office when we don't have lessons. And I was like, not only are you getting us sick, but then you're getting your lessons sick. And she was like, it's a huge bubble. They're not going to, it's like you literally stand face to face with them and talk at them. I was like, everyone's gonna get sick now because of you. And then today, really topped it off because so Thursday she had all her symptoms, and she came in. Today we really needed her, and she was like, "I'm not feeling well," and then canceled on all of us.
Yo. I guess it got worse. Has anyone else gotten sick?
Cody was feeling bad. I think I was feeling worse. I was feeling pretty bad last night. I don't know if that was that or
Being tired. Why is Tinder garbage?
beyond the fact that it's the shallowest app you could possibly use to find a date.
Right. It's not exactly a dating app as they advertise it.
That's what the advertisements can't lie. They're legally responsible to be accurate.
Continue.
I just want to know what I mean. There's some people who probably don't have friends and they use Tinder without anyone else knowing about it. But like, if you have friends who have seen you post public pictures, ask them their opinion before you put it on. Because there's some pictures you run into and you're like, did they really think this is their best foot forward? And then like the bios are trash.
Oh yeah.
Like, I get they're trying to be funny, but most of the time they come off as just absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm. It's a fine line, I'd say.
Yeah.
Especially when you're really trying to impress somebody. You really want someone to talk to. You try and get a one-liner that's like really good, and you just come off douchey.
I was using Tinder because my coworkers were like, download it. You know, you're the only single guy still, so we can go look. They really just wanted to go look through everybody's profiles on Tinder because they're both married. And so I downloaded it for them, and then they did all like the swiping and left and right. Didn't take I got some matched with some woofing people, man. Like some real winners. I wouldn't take them to someone's dinner I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah. But enough of that. That's all I got.
Okay.
That is what's pissed Zach off this week.
Our new segment. I'm gonna come up with a sound. We can just play it.
Just like
right before the
high-pitched mosquito noise. That'd summarize it perfectly. It's just high-pitched whine.
Yeah. So we are obviously, as you can see through your speakers, in our new podcast studio.
This place looks awesome.
I'm pretty stoked.
You guys did a really good job with this.
Yeah.
Especially Casey. She gets all the credit here.
Yes. Much thanks to Casey when she listens to this for cleaning out the studio.
Yeah. Love her to death, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. It's really exciting. Next is going to be, I'm going to build a table. I might be able to do it by next week. Possibly.
Man.
But don't hold me to that.
I won't, because I've always held you in low regard.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm happy about that.
So who's buying a new PC?
You are. Did you forget already?
God, I am slow.
You ordered a case like yesterday.
I did. So you know how I said it would take 1 to 2 months to get here?
Was it already here?
It's
what I thought. Wait, 1 to 2 months? I thought you said 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh, that was my bad. It was 1 to 2 months.
Oh.
They sent me an email last night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, it charged my credit card, which I didn't expect for a month, which is why I ordered it far ahead. And they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be here next week."
Nice.
And I don't want to spend all the money because it's like a $900 investment.
Right.
For all the rest of the parts right now.
So you're just going to have an empty
I'm
case?
about to just have a case. It looks really cool. You know, it can be different colors.
You get the RGBs in it?
Of course.
Did you get the, what's it called, tempered glass?
I did.
Okay. That seems to be the popular stuff nowadays.
Not that I'm just going to, my cable management isn't going to be like gorgeous.
Are you going to put all your existing parts in the new case? Or just wait?
I'm just waiting. I don't want to put old parts in and then have to take them all out.
Yeah. I understand. Nah, that's cool. That's exciting.
So is daylight savings time tonight or did it already happen?
That would be tonight. At 2 a.m. tomorrow, the clocks will go forward to 3 a.m.
So we lose an hour.
We lose an hour.
Oh, good.
Last year, my coworker complained about it for several weeks. About that 1 hour. I'm like, dude, come on. It's an hour.
Why? What was their complaint? Just losing it?
Yeah. It's just so tired, just so thrown off from the time change. I'm upset because it's finally like this week it was light. It was light outside when I was going to work or getting to work or whatever, depending on what day.
It's about to be dark again?
It's about to be dark again. For, I think it's like another 6 weeks.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Do you ever drive over the bridge at the sunrise?
I have a couple times.
Because I think that's one of the prettiest things in this area.
Except
is that
for,
drive.
I guess the bad thing. Driving to work, I'm pretty much driving directly, like, east-southeast a little bit.
So you're looking right at
So
the sun.
right at the sun. I mean, it should be okay with my current schedule, but before, when I was working slightly different times, in the morning I was driving directly into the sun. On the way home, directly into the sun.
Oh, that's
It's
so much
fantastic.
fun.
Yeah, it's great.
And then the last thing that I have going forward is I'm going up to Pittsburgh on Monday to visit one of my brothers and roommates, Bryce Kessling. He's in the hospital. He was diagnosed with leukemia 2 weeks ago.
Is there some way that people can support him?
He refuses to have a GoFundMe, so unless you know his girlfriend, you can't donate money to him in any
Wasn't
way.
there like a t-shirt thing or a hoodie thing?
I only knew about it because I knew his girlfriend.
Oh, okay, that's too bad.
Yeah.
We could just send money to us.
No, if there's anyone who gives money to us and they specifically say they want to give it to Bryce, it will 100% will go to him personally.
Yeah.
I'll hand it to him. Bryce is super proud. Wants no help at all in this.
Well,
I mean, he also announced it to me over Snapchat.
what a guy.
At
What a way to do
4
it,
o'clock
man.
in the
I
morning
mean-
because I'm the only one up that late. We were Snapchatting back and forth, and he Snapchatted me in the middle of this conversation. He's like, dude, I have cancer.
Come on.
LOL smiley face. And I laughed at it because I was like, he didn't look, I've been making fun of him for like the last week because he looked like crap because he was having problems with his eyes, and now it totally makes sense.
Dude, rough.
But I had to call like 10 different people to find out whether he was actually in the hospital and really was diagnosed with cancer because he wouldn't tell me straight up after I asked again about it.
Wow, man. That's tough. That's some tough shit.
Yeah, but the support that's coming his way is insane.
Awesome.
It's, I mean, through my social media, that's all I've seen mostly.
Good,
It's stuff for
good.
Bryce, which
Yeah.
is awesome. I'm so thankful for everyone and all their help towards him.
It's good to see people supporting people in their time of need,
All right.
whether they want that support or not.
Yeah. You can eat your pride, Bryce.
So we got a couple of shout outs. First one is to Bill. Should we say his last name?
Nope.
Okay. Bill, you know who you are. I'm disappointed that you didn't send us an email, but here's your shout out anyways.
Yeah.
We'd fun snowboarding with you. Thanks for being the one who could keep up with me the best.
For a big boy, he can move. I'll give it to him.
He's got that momentum. Yeah, another shout out to Casey. Casey, again, thanks for the studio. I mean, cleaning it out is just so fantastic. We're really enjoying it. I wish you could see us right now. Last shout out, second to last shout out is to Mid Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt. It's a really good podcast if you like listening to bike stuff, which for you, Zach, is not on the road. This bike podcast talks solely about biking on gravel and dirt.
Thank
Snow.
the Lord.
This podcast mostly talks about biking on gravel and dirt.
Does he know my opinions on how crappy road biking is?
Possibly. I think he may have listened to that podcast, but he doesn't care.
Well, I hope not,
Yeah.
because they suck.
They recently passed a law that'll make it illegal to unsafely pass bicycles in certain situations.
Isn't it already illegal to unsafely pass bikes?
Nope. Now it is.
How
In Maryland.
How are they gonna? Is that a subjective measure?
I don't know the details. 3 feet.
Man, it's. Do you hear this? Like it's like an Alexa just yells out answers to you.
Okay, and we have one more shout out from Mike. He wanted us to talk about. He wanted us to shout out to Bigfoot. So I guess shout out to Bigfoot, and he wanted us to talk about some supernatural events. So, do you believe in like ghosts and supernatural beings?
Nope.
You know your dad does.
He believes in ghosts?
Yeah,
Really?
he's told us the story about he sees
Oh.
the girl in the backyard or something.
You know that's just creep us all out, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He seems to genuinely believe it. What about Bigfoot? Do you think Bigfoot's real?
Nope.
So I do want to bring up that there was a giant primate in Asia. Gigantopithecus lived in Indonesia, China, India, and Vietnam. it grew up to 9.8 feet tall and weighed up to 1,300 pounds.
That's a big boy.
This is a legit animal, now extinct, probably, but that is pretty much a Bigfoot.
I thought Bigfoot was I guess our primates are humanoids, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Bigfoot. I mean, I'm assuming that these guys could have walked on their feet. Actually, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they were bipedal.
Bipedal.
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, if Bigfoot's real, that's what it is. And there's so many places in the United States that we just don't go in. Like, could be Bigfoot, you know?
All right. Well, I'm not gonna give the benefit of the doubt there.
If you could pick a mythical creature to be real, what would it be?
Dwarves.
Dwarves? They are real.
Not the medical term. I mean, like the guys who dig into mountains and find gold all the time. I just rob them because. Oh my God. I'm kidding. No, I don't. No, I enjoy
dragons, unicorns, centaur. You know.
No, that sounds
none of
terrifying.
them. You wouldn't want any of them to be real.
I definitely wouldn't want a dragon to be real.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Could you imagine just going to work and getting your car picked up?
That'd be bad.
I guess a unicorn.
Okay.
Because all it is a horse with a horn.
Yeah, fair.
And
I'd have to say chupacabra.
And we already have narwhals.
Narwhals. I'd have to say chupacabra.
Didn't you think narwhals were a mythical creature?
I did. I was uninformed.
That's for sure.
I've changed my opinion.
It's
not an opinion. It's just a fact. They're just real.
I'm glad you changed your opinion.
There's no two ways about it. Whew. Anyways, and so let's see. Mike wanted us to say that the ladies says he has an emotional support snake. That's what he says to the ladies. And whoever this Mike guy is.
Did he send you another email without me seeing it yet?
I sent it to you.
Oh, maybe.
It was in the second one.
Okay.
Whoever this Mike guy is, I'm pretty sure he just wanted us to say his name on the podcast because his last name is Oxlong and his first name is Mike. And you put them together.
That's it. We're not giving it to you.
Okay, all right. We're not going to give it to you.
I refuse.
So we're gonna do a new thing since apparently our podcast is bear based. Apparently, we're gonna do a bear fact each week.
I'm pretty excited.
I guess we're gonna call it Bear Bits for right now. We can change it.
Why don't we just change our name to Dwight Schrute at this point?
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. So I was having a conversation with somebody and they were like, bears aren't fast. I was like, yes, bears are fast. She's like, that's right, I forgot. Bears are fast. So I wanted to look it up. I want to see how fast they are. And I found this segment on the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service website. Quote, never run from a bear. A bear can run 50 yards in 3 seconds or up to 40 miles an hour, faster than a racehorse for short distances, and faster than any human uphill or downhill. Running away will only encourage the bear to chase you. So it kind of makes sense. But at what point do you decide to just run anyways? I mean, or are you just supposed to stand there and let it maul you?
You think the idea is you're supposed to play dead because bears don't like messing with dead things. That's what they
don't eat things that are alive, is what you're saying.
Well, no, they have to. I think they have to kill it before they'll eat it. They won't just take a dead carcass or something and eat it.
That is absolutely not true.
Then why do they say play dead?
I don't know. So it's not a surprise when it eats you?
Just give up and die. Also, this is pretty misleading because the way it sounds is like it goes from 0 to 40 in a split second. It has a massive launch speed. It's just a 500-pound fridge hitting you at 40 miles an hour.
0 to 40 in 0.0001 seconds.
Yes. The only thing I say against this is I feel like a bear, they might be quick, but we still are pretty agile creatures overall.
I was going to say, if you're in the forest, you don't go up a tree, don't run directly away, but maybe, just maybe, you can survive another minute if you take some twists and turns and don't run in a straight line.
I would say pull a circle.
Yeah?
Because
that's more or less what I was saying.
Because they're just going to chase you in the direct line they can see you. They're not also going to do, like, they're not going to try to cut you off.
No.
I never got the whole run in a zigzag pattern, because if something's chasing you and they're like, or if you're chasing somebody and they're zigzagging, you just run in between their path and you catch them.
So you don't do like left, immediate right, immediate left. You would do like a left and then just out of nowhere take a right
Gotcha.
behind a tree.
And then
hide in the tree and then get mauled in the tree.
I think it's. Do all bears climb trees?
I don't know. We could look this up.
We could. I feel like we have somebody to do this.
Yeah,
for us
that would be great.
If only.
Yeah, we should get one of those people that.
What would you look at that?
It's a miracle. Do not allow the bear access to your food. Well, it's better having the bear to access your food than you, right? You should pick small children up immediately
and hand them over.
I guess. Wait, you could throw them and they'd be a distraction. I get it. It's perfect.
Leave the area or take a detour.
For grizzly bears, play dead. For black bears, do not play dead. Try to escape without running. Walk briskly away. What? Concentrate your kicks and blows on the bear's face and muzzle.
If a bear attacks you in your tent or stalks you and then attacks, do not play dead. Well, because you are dead. You're not playing anymore. All right, enough about this bear fact.
We still don't know if all bears climb trees or not, though.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's it for bear bits for this week. Let's do the news. So you go first.
All right. So the Vice put out an article hinting at a new James Bond. The top two picks are still Tom Hiddleston and whoever that actor is from Rob Stark. I don't know his name.
Who's Tom Hiddleston?
He is Loki in Avengers.
Okay.
And it's Cillian Murphy. Do you know who that is off the top of your head?
No.
He's the main character from Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
And he's an absolute badass, and I think that's above Tom Hiddleston and the Rob Stark actor. I think he's a much better pick for James Bond. He has that, kind of on the edge personality, and he just does a really, really good badass.
I heard for a while either they were considering it or fans wanted Idris Elba to be James Bond.
Yeah, that's been a common rumor or for the last years too, since Daniel Craig is in it. They're filming the last Bond for him.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't particularly care about the race of James Bond. I just don't think he is a black character.
I don't know. I mean, from what I've heard, like, it's whatever so somebody told me, I don't know if this is right. Somebody told me that the 007, whoever is 007 is James Bond.
Right. That's what I heard. So it doesn't really matter.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. Although I feel like that's not exactly accurate. I feel like whoever's 007 is 007, but I don't think that they changed their name to James Bond. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think James Bond is actually just James Bond.
Right.
It's the same guy.
Right. But I mean, they have replaced James Bond like 5 times now.
Yeah, because I don't know who started that idea, but I wanted to see who the top James Bonds were, and Sean Connery was 3rd, which I think he was like the best one besides Daniel Craig.
Pierce Brosnan?
No, didn't like any of his.
I don't even know who the other ones were besides those 3 we just listed.
They're not worth it. I thought the older James Bonds were trash. Besides Sean Connery's, I really liked him as James Bond.
It's been a while.
It's also because I like Sean Connery. He's one of my favorite actors.
Suck it, Trebek.
But that's enough about James Bond. I got nothing else on it. Just wanted to bring that up.
That's cool. That'd be exciting. Why do you have a star next to this?
That was because I didn't highlight it.
Okay. So, you've heard about the GoFundMe scam?
I have heard about the GoFundMe scam.
Okay, so a little bit of background. A couple created a story about being stranded at a gas station, and a homeless man gave them money for gas. So they put this on GoFundMe. They raised $400,000 and were basically supposed to give to the homeless man. What they ended up doing was basically going to Vegas and spending it all themselves. And things started getting a little dicey when the homeless man complained that
he didn't get any money.
He didn't get he said they kept more than half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out that the woman, at least the woman and the homeless man, conspired to make up this story and scam people out of their money. This past week, the guy, it was the couple and a homeless man. The guy in the couple is not facing federal charges right now. He might in the future. But the woman and the homeless man pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering, up to 20 years in prison and 10 years in prison, respectively.
Good.
Yeah. It's just a screwed up thing to do.
I hate when people take advantage of like that. I think that's just scum of the earth move right there.
Yeah.
I hope they go to prison for maximum sentences. So is the guy looking at 20 years or is she looking at 20 years? You said respectively.
She is looking at 10. The guy is looking at 20.
Huh.
So.
So you have here the FDA Iskedit, and I really want to know more about it.
So it doesn't have anything to do with Little Pump. That is just what I thought about when I read what it is.
You had me so excited.
I'm sorry. It is somewhat interesting. The FDA approved ketamine, a derivative of ketamine, to be used as an antidepressant. Ketamine is, from what I gathered, pretty much a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's isn't that what was causing so many overdoses on heroin? They were cutting it with ketamine.
I don't know that.
So I know that they cut it with some kind of tranquilizer, and it made it way more potent. So people were taking their regular doses, and they were overdosing and dying because ketamine is just that lethal. Because it's made for a 2-ton or a ton animal, and you're about a tenth of it.
Well, apparently, in small doses, it'll cure depression.
I bet in large doses it does too.
One way or another, you're gonna feel not bad.
They will approve that. They'll approve using a known derivative of, or that's used in drugs. I don't know which drug it is exactly off the top of my head. It'd be great if someone would pull that up. Here we go. No, what? Oh,
what exactly were you looking for? Oh, I guess I didn't say the drug name. What they're actually, it's esketamine.
Oh, it's called.
It's called esketamine. That's why it made me think of Little Pump. Oh, ketamine is similar to PCP.
Oh, that's what I got confused with.
It's considered a club drug like ecstasy and has been abused as a date rape drug.
That's what I was thinking. It's a date rape drug.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they weren't cutting it with ketamine.
Okay. I don't know. It's possible that I was slightly wrong on some of those facts, but the important bits are the FDA approved a derivative of ketamine, esketamine.
It's literally something you would shout in a club.
Right. Esketamine. Esketamine. Anyways, enough about drugs, because I don't care.
Okay, enough. But you brought it up, so.
Well, I just liked it. It's called esketamine. So Game of Thrones, did you watch the new trailer?
I didn't want to.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to either.
Did you watch it, though?
I didn't. No. Wait, you said you didn't want to. Did you watch it, though?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I should have answered your question. No, I don't want to watch it, so I won't either.
Right. Okay, same. But as part of the Game of Thrones hype, a casino in Maryland Live in Arundel Mills, they are throwing together a Game of Thrones brunch. So the menu items have Game of Thrones style names. So I'm going to go through some of them here. They have scrambled dragon eggs, the Hound's fried chicken, the Knight's watch your flank steak. I don't know if I like that one. Little fingerling roasted potatoes, and my personal favorite, Theon's sausage. It's just a single sausage.
Wow. That's awesome.
Some other ones that I found online that I like better. Muffins, Jon Snow. Raisin Bran. Lord of Lightly Fried Eggs.
Ooh, I think that's my favorite one so far.
Khaleesi chips. Prince Oberon's smashed potato.
Ooh.
And one that I made up, a door prize of tacos made with Cool Ranch Hodoritos.
Dude, that is that's some good work there.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed at the names they actually put on the menu because there's so many better ones out there.
There are.
The Theon sausage one's pretty good though.
I'm surprised. Well, I guess it's a casino.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Have you been to a casino?
I've been to that one.
Oh.
That's the only one.
What do you think? I've never been to one. I just want to know what it's about.
I had a lot of fun playing craps, which is a game that you play with the people that you go with. So blackjack, you play independently. Poker, you play against them. Slots are stupid. And craps, you play with the people that you go with and with everybody else at the table.
Okay.
And so that game's a lot of fun. It's a little confusing because there's a bunch of different bets, but we had a lot of fun. I only went one time. I tripled my money, and if I never go back, I'm good.
Yeah, I do want to go because I heard that most casinos offer free drinks when you're betting.
Yeah, we were there at noon, so we didn't have any drinks.
Does this casino do it?
I don't know for sure.
Because I know if you sit down at there's some casinos, if you sit down at the blackjack table, you can order whatever drinks you want as many times as you want, because what they've realized is they get you really drunk while you're betting.
You spend a lot more money.
You're gonna lose it. You're gonna make a lot of money off you too.
Yep. And at some places there's a minimum bet for almost all tables, and at some places they'll raise that minimum bet without telling anybody. And so it's oh no, that's not enough. You need to put at least $15 down. You need to put at least $20 down.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, little sketch.
I like how they're there to take your money. The house always wins.
Yeah, that's why casinos are around. If you actually had a good chance of beating the house, casinos wouldn't exist. I mean, but you never know.
And I like how if you're intelligent and you decided to increase your odds to, I think the best you can do is 49% if you can count cards really, really well.
Yeah.
They'll kick you out of the club.
Right.
Which I think is hilarious. You still don't even have a 50-50 shot, and they're like, get out.
Well, I think counting cards gets you a little higher than that. I think counting cards might get you to 51%.
Okay.
But now they play with 8 decks, and so it's pretty much impossible. Yeah. But I mean, there are general strategies for blackjack, and the dealer will tell you. You have below this, the dealer's showing this, you shouldn't hit. You should hit, whatever. And you're still going to lose slightly more than half the time.
That's not fun to me.
No.
I don't like losing at all.
You don't say.
I'm a bad winner. I'm an even worse loser. I'll be honest about it. I'm that guy that when you lose to me, you hate me, and when you beat me, you still hate me.
I've seen worse. So general tech news. Did you hear about this scandal with the Google Nest?
Is that their speech unit or whatever, their home assistant?
Well, no.
Okay.
So they have a security system called Google Nest Secure. It was released in September 2017. It's just an alarm system, and it comes with the little dongles you put on your windows and your doors so it knows when they're open. They decided in February, so last month, to turn it into a Google Assistant. So the reason this is a bit scandalous is because that means that it's had a microphone inside of it the entire time. They didn't advertise that. Nobody knew that it had a microphone in it.
Good highlighting there, girl. Now you got it.
So for almost a year and a half, these devices had microphones in them, and nobody knew about it. So Congress has asked Google some questions about the implications of this, and they are none too happy.
I'd hope not. I
mean, how do you just forget that this thing has a microphone?
Well, I don't think they forgot. I don't think they cared.
Well,
so I heard, I was reading something, because remember how I was talking about, before we started this.
Okay.
About how I feel like when I talk about something that I've never searched before, my ads are tailored too well to my conversations.
Right.
I wanted to read up on that, and apparently your phone with its mic is always recording you, no matter what. And then only
is this proven, or is this conspiracy theory stuff?
No, I'm pretty sure this is a proven art. I read it on an article that said this is what they do. So your phone keeps it on board. It can't send it out legally obligated. It can't. But third-party apps can access that information.
Dude.
And I think that's where Facebook got in so much trouble, because they were using stuff like that, like data mining, to target their ads. So that's why your ads. That's why so I know I posted something about snowboarding, but I posted nothing about taking on serious injury, which is what I talked about in the car and how bad I was hurt.
Although your hashtag was faceplant something.
Yeah, but that shouldn't qualify for life insurance. Hitting a snow machine, though, at 20 miles an hour does qualify for getting life insurance. Short-term life insurance. Which, next time we go snowboarding, I'm legitimately going to buy it.
How much is it?
It's $7 a day for a $20,000 policy, I think.
I might take one out on you.
I don't blame you. I think you guys should all take you guys make a freaking killing off me. Literally.
Nice.
So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Google would do something like this at all. Not even in the slightest.
It's just a little sketchy. Like, I mean, we've talked about it. I think that the home assistants are sketchy, but it's sketchier when you aren't agreeing to it. You aren't agreeing to having a Google device with the microphone in your house because they didn't say it.
Yeah, I would get it if like they had it there and everyone just kind of missed it and it wasn't general knowledge. But I was reading that article and it says they didn't include that there was a microphone in the technical specifications.
Yeah, that sounds intentional.
That was totally intentionally hidden.
Sketch. And
you're wondering why, like, people who got Google Nest are like, man, we need dog food, and the next day they get it, like, it just shows up their door. This is awesome. So on our car ride out to Snowshoe,
yes,
or maybe on the way back, we were talking about whether it's more fuel efficient to leave your car in gear or take it out and put it in neutral.
Okay.
I've got the answer. Leaving your car in gear is more fuel efficient.
Okay.
It's so the car will detect that the engine is accelerating, but since the throttle position hasn't changed, it cuts off fuel to the engine. So it is not putting any fuel in the engine when you're in gear going downhill.
Okay.
You were correct.
I was right. I'm a little surprised. I'm still not going to do that because I feel like the fewer rotations that my engine does, the longer it's going to live. So
that was one thing they didn't address, but they did address just fuel economy in general. It's better. So you're on your last.
I mean, I'm sure it's marginal.
It's, I think, 2.5% difference.
Like I said.
So marginal, but they were talking about like when, you get in your car and the fuel light's on and, you're coasting and you put it in neutral. It's better for you to leave it in gear and do that. If you're trying to make it that last leg, might get you there.
Although that decreases your speed because you're engine braking.
Right.
So, well, I guess if it's still, even with that 2% more efficient.
Yeah.
The more you know. So the Geneva Auto Convention was this week, and this Koenigsegg was debuted, I guess. It has, I think I made a typo here, 1,600 horsepower. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It looks like it has
1600. Yeah. Okay. The Koenigsegg Jesko is claimed to be the first road legal 300 mile an hour car. It's got a 5-liter twin turbo V8 engine and up to 1,600 horsepower.
So they say it can be tuned up to 1,600.
So
or it starts at 1,600.
So if it's like 1,300 something, if you put in regular gasoline, and if you put in I forget what it was, like biofuel something, then it'll get 1,600 horsepower.
So there's no hybrid motor with that.
No, that is a pure gasoline engine.
That's
1,600 horsepower. But so the problem is that they said it's a 300 mile an hour car. I don't think that there's a place on the planet where you can actually get up to 300 miles an hour. I mean, the Nürburgring, you can barely hit the top speed of a Bugatti, which is like 240, 250. It might be 260.
You got to have I guess they'd have to test it somewhere on a airstrip.
I mean, that's like a 7-mile straightaway. You know what they need? They need that airstrip from that Fast and the Furious movie.
That thing was like 20 minutes long.
They were on that airstrip forever.
I'm pretty sure half the movie took place on that airstrip.
Yeah, but it's a good looking car. I mean, this isn't the best picture of it, but you can see that. Yeah, it's a good looking car. I mean, it looks kind of like the other Koenigseggs.
I really like that look of vehicles. They look like ultra hypercars.
So the thing that I don't like, and that Casey definitely agrees with me, like the McLarens and this one even, the side mirrors look really bad. I get why they're like that, because the middle of the car is kind of squished in and the rear end is really fat. It's got a real fat ass. So the mirrors have to stick way out in order to actually see behind the car. But they look stupid. I mean, they look like antennae.
It bothers me you said it like that.
Antennae?
The plural version of it. Yes.
They look like antennas?
Yeah. They look like, for the rest of us, it's antennas.
Okay. All right. Can you pull up the Pininfarina Battista? Yeah. So this is an electric car. This was also revealed at the Geneva Auto Convention. That's a good looking car too.
Oh, you think that's good looking?
Yeah.
I think that's hideous.
Really?
That is a really...
I don't like it as much.
Okay. Well,
I don't like it as much, but I think it's a good looking car.
That's a really ugly front end.
I mean, it
looks like it has a jutting lower jaw.
And
a little
bit.
No.
I mean, so does... Well, actually, that's the same car.
That is the same car.
Regardless, it's, I guess, going to be 2 million, whatever, 2.6 million. This car is electric. It's going to have 1,900 horsepower.
Is this road legal as well?
Yep. 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. They're only going to make 150 of them. And it's got a 280-mile range.
Driving at full
no,
speed?
No.
Oh.
There's no way. That's like probably like idle speed. I mean, 1,900 horsepower.
And it's so with I mean, for most people know this, but with an electrical motor, you have torque 100% of the time.
Yeah.
There is no torque band.
Yeah.
It's just on or off.
Yep. So I'd like to know the actual 0 to 60 time, because this just says less than 2 seconds, but that is blisteringly fast. I mean, that is absurdly quick.
Are there any race cars that do that currently?
I don't know.
I don't think Formula One hits under 2 seconds.
I'd be surprised. I mean, they have V8s in cars that weigh a couple 100 pounds.
The only thing is, I think it's just because with how much drag they have to produce to
stay on the track.
To stay on, I think it does cut an acceleration.
Yeah, that makes sense. Physics. Last car thing. I don't know how to say it. Piège? I don't know. It's French. Whatever.
Piège.
The electric coupe. It's pretty much to model the Tesla. It is going to charge 80% of its battery in 5 minutes, which is pretty cool.
I wonder what the battery life is going to be, though.
Ooh, I don't know.
So
you also have to have the right charger, to be fair.
It's true. But I heard that like if you try to fast charge something, you end up killing its battery life over time rather quickly.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Because I know you're not supposed to like leave your phone. Well, I don't know. You're not supposed to leave your phone on the charger longer than it's supposed to be on, but you're also not supposed to use certain kind of outlets for it as well.
Right.
Because the output's too high and you damage your battery.
I don't know. Batteries are pretty sensitive as is, so. But, I mean,
I wonder what
the battery will probably outlast the rest of the car.
I bet the hookup looks just like the end of a gasoline hose, and you stick it in the back rear fender, and you click a lever, and it's going to pump for 5 minutes, and then it's charged.
I saw a video on Reddit yesterday of this lady in a Tesla at a gas station, and she's looking around. She's trying to find the gas pump. She's like looking at the door. She's like, where how do I open the thing? She's like literally for like 4 minutes. She's trying to figure out how to put gas in a Tesla.
I don't know if I've talked about this on air, but people have tried to help me at the gas pump before. Maybe I got that lost look on my face. Maybe they just think I'm that dumb.
Yeah.
I was stopped. When I drove the Jetta, it was a diesel, and I'd always pull up to the diesel pump because that's, where I need to get my fuel from.
You don't say.
And I've had multiple people stop. Like, I'll walk away from my car and they'll stop me pumping fuel. And I come back out and I'm like, I've only put like half $1 in. What's going on? And they're like, oh, I stopped you. You're putting diesel in your car.
Yeah, it's a diesel.
I was like, I need to. And they're like, no, I was like, did you put any gasoline in it though? And they're like, no. I didn't do that. And I was like, thank the Lord, because this is a diesel car and that'd be devastating to me.
Come on.
But then I had somebody yell at me one time. They were like, are you a fucking idiot? Like, you can't put diesel in that vehicle. And I looked at him, gave him the middle finger, and then started pumping. I was so unbelievably mad. Like, when I pulled up to the pump, it sounds like a small bus pulling in. Yeah, it's got the diesel sound. I hated.
It's got a D on the back.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. Usually it means diesel for if it's in a symbol.
So I wanted to go back to this real quick. Do you think that's a good looking car?
It kind of reminds me of like an old Roadster. It looks like a reclaim back to the 70s hot rods.
I guess a little bit. Oh, can you click on this picture here of the back end? Okay. Well, don't worry about it then. So what I immediately thought of when I saw this car, it reminds me of a cross between an Aston and a Jag.
I like that.
But
I like that comparison.
If the back end looks like that picture right there, I don't know if I like it that much. But I think from this angle, it looks pretty good.
It's a really, I think it's a neat looking car. Beauty is a different thing. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not a beautiful car in my opinion.
So it has a 311 mile range, 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds.
Most electric cars, if they're that priced, which I assume it's a high one, it better be quick as well.
I think it's probably around the same line as Tesla, how much that costs. But so in response to this super fast charge, Tesla actually put out a supercharger that can add 75 miles of range in 5 minutes as a response to this. So, but again, you need the right charger.
Yeah. I get why they want, the fast charger has to come along. The only thing I have to say against that is in super remote areas, electrical vehicles will never catch on.
Yeah, no. It's so hard to do it. I mean,
if they had electrical motors and then they also had a small gasoline pump, and as they drove, it charged the batteries. I feel like they've come up with something like that before, but that's a piece of trash car.
Not everyone can afford a 918, Zach.
Well, no, the Prius does that.
Yeah, we don't talk about Priuses on this podcast.
That's right. Priuses are garbage. And people who drive them and ride bikes, also garbage.
I feel like you're calling out someone specific here.
He wanted a shout out. Here it goes.
He didn't actually ask for one.
Ooh, now I feel bad.
I just wanted to give it to him. He re-Instagrammed our post. I don't know what the verb is. It's not retweeted. Reposted? Yeah, reposted.
Reposted.
He reposted our Instagram post. So
what a nice guy.
Help us get in that.
Dude, I'm excited
word.
To see how Uber dodges an autonomous vehicle.
So, that case last year where an Uber autonomous vehicle with somebody sitting behind the wheel hit and killed a lady walking her bike across the street?
Yes.
They dodged a metaphorical autonomous vehicle because they're not being criminally responsibly charged for killing the woman in her bicycle.
Is the manufacturer of the autonomous vehicle getting hit with it?
Nope.
Who's at stake?
Uber was the manufacturer.
So who's taking the blame for this?
From what I can tell, nobody.
Oh my God.
Maybe the driver.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's really rough.
Yeah.
Just sitting there reading your newspaper and you found out you ran somebody over.
Yep. The family can go after the driver for negligence, which I'd say she was negligent since she was watching a YouTube video and was the reason that the car didn't. Well, okay, she wasn't the reason the car didn't stop, but she could have also prevented it. But Uber's off the hook for that, which is a little scary.
That irritates me.
Because we even talked about this in the one where we hit on autonomous things, like who's at fault here. But
apparently you can't go after the corporation because they're shielded.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this was also just the decision by the county attorney and national agencies can still reach different conclusions.
I have a feeling nationally it's not going to sit like that.
I mean, they've got to do something,
Yeah.
right? Anyways, that's it for car news.
And that's what you get for walking your bike anyway.
That's it for car news, and we just have a couple of things on video games. These are all from me. You don't have any video game news?
I got some stuff about Fortnite, but no, that's a beaten horse.
All right. So, Pokemon Sword and Shield was announced, I guess, recently?
Yeah.
Okay. New Pokemon game, Sword and Shield. I never understood why they did two at once, but Pokemon Sword and Shield was announced, and so obviously people are making memes about this. Can you pull up?
Is this a new starter Pokemon stuff?
Well, not exactly. Can you pull up Pokemon Sword, Shield, and Gun, please? So somebody made an image of this and posted it on either Twitter, but it made its way around Reddit. And the reason that I think this is newsworthy is because a Mexican newspaper published it as fact. A Mexican newspaper took this meme, if you will, of Pokemon Sword and Shield and Gun and said that it was going to be released.
That's
definitely not the image I'm talking about.
that's so good though.
No, that's not it. It's that one. Yeah, they posted that in the newspaper. I mean, that's pretty good. The typeface is there. I mean, it kind of sticks with the theme that they got going on, but somebody definitely just didn't do their fact checking.
Okay, I bet the translation didn't come over.
I don't know. And then my last two things are about Steam. Steam, which is the video game distributor owned by Valve, and they're really big for PC. The first one is a game called Rape Day. So
what an aggressive name.
I know. Last year, Steam they got into a bit of a fuss not allowing certain games, so they decided to take the stance that as long as the game isn't illegal or straight up trolling, they're gonna allow it.
Okay.
So a game was released on Steam called Rape Day, and the developers described this game as, quote, a game where you can rape and murder during a zombie apocalypse. And
it sounds one like trolling and illegal.
Not illegal, but Steam decided to remove it from the store.
I'm glad. Okay. It seemed like a terrible plot to start with.
Yes. It seems like straight up trolling to me. The other Steam issue is a little bit more complex here. So, do you know... so Xi Jinping, I'm guarantee I pronounced that wrong, is the president of China, and he apparently takes offense to Winnie the Pooh. I'm not exactly sure,
but his nickname's Winnie the Pooh.
His nickname's Winnie the Pooh, but apparently that's an insult to him. So there's a game developed by Taiwan, which already has strained relationship with China because they've elected their own government. And they're like, hey, we're independent. And China's like, no, you are not independent. We own you. So there's already some tension there. These Taiwanese developers created this game called Devotion. They released it on Steam. In the game, there's a piece of art that mentions the president of China, Xi Jinping, I guarantee I'm butchering that, on a scroll, and also says the words Winnie the Pooh, and also says the word moron. So
they just went straight at him. No holds bar there.
China found this pretty insulting. Yeah, I don't really get it, but that's what it is.
All right.
So the developer, Winnie the Pooh used in memes mocking Jinping is so prevalent that last year Christopher Robin movie was banned in China.
That's right. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
About it.
But China basically claimed that this art in the game Devotion criticized Chinese mainlanders as a whole.
Imagine having such a papier-mâché government that you get upset over Winnie the Pooh.
So the developer's first defense was that it was a placeholder and an accident, and it wasn't supposed to be in the final game. Their second defense was that one guy did it. That guy's now been fired, and the rest of the team was too busy to notice.
I feel sorry for the guy who took the fall on that one.
Yeah.
First time, they're like, well, we didn't mean to do it. Okay, here's a scapegoat. Get out.
The publisher has terminated their relationship with the developer and holding the developer financially responsible for anything that comes up. So, not a good look. And there's a Chinese site called Weibo, I think. Weibo, Weibo is the English phonetic spelling of it. And it's basically Facebook for businesses, essentially. And this page on that site was taken down because of how aggressive the reaction was. So even though this game was well received at first, it's got 30% positive reviews because it was review bombed, and it was taken down from the Steam store for bugs. But
is Steam going to re-release it?
Unclear.
Why won't just release it in the free countries that aren't censored as heavily as China?
I don't know, but I mean, can you if you look at what people in the U.S. are saying about our elected officials, and then these people are getting death threats for using Winnie the Pooh and the president of China. I mean, that's pretty absurd.
I want to add on to, since you've been butchering pronunciations,
Yeah.
how hard Asian words translate over to English.
Very bad.
So there's a restaurant that got a lot of flack from a city because the city is Keene. Keene. And this I think it's a Korean restaurant. Let me clarify that.
So is this a city in China?
No, this is a city in the United States.
Okay.
Because that's where the problem came out. And they want to name it PHO Keen Great. And if you don't know how PHO is pronounced in whatever, I forget if it's Korean or it's Vietnamese, I promise. It's Vietnamese. It's pho. So they are naming their restaurant Pho Keen Great Noodle Company.
Dude, that's awesome.
And the city first was like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. And then after outrage about why they're so upset about it, they're letting it open.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I think is phenomenal.
That's so great.
So this happened early, I think 2 days ago was when I saw it break. And then today it's set to open on Friday.
Dude.
Fucking great.
That is awesome.
I'm usually not a fan of people, having crappy play on words like that, but that's creative.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Whew. I want to backtrack just a little bit. So there was a Chinese citizen playing Overwatch in China on a Chinese server, and somebody in the games typed into chat, "Does anyone know who's the best friend of Tigger?" And this guy thought about it. Then he typed in Winnie the Pooh. Within seconds, he was permanently banned. Permanently banned from Overwatch for typing in Winnie the Pooh.
They're quick.
Oh, yeah. They really don't like that comparison there. Pretty brutal, I'd say.
Dude, China needs to get their stuff together.
A little sensitive over there.
I'd be okay if they came after this podcast, though. Get us national. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
I mean, we could probably mention Winnie the Pooh a couple times and post this on a Chinese server.
Yeah.
See how quickly
Let's do it.
I don't know. Why not? Shoot your shot. All
right. I think that's all I got for news. I mean, I've got a bunch more things, but I'm not sure any of them are really worth touching on.
Nah. I think this is a really good episode for us.
Yeah.
Even though I got 3 hours of sleep last night and I was dragging when I got here.
You need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I've heard this from several fans of the podcast that you need to take care of yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's been saying this?
It's not important.
I want to know.
It's not. We'll talk about it off air.
What about like my food habits?
Your eating habits, your cleaning habits, sleeping habits.
Yeah, it's going downhill.
It was never uphill to begin with.
No. I'm serious. I'll probably get a maid once I get my own place because I can't handle it by myself.
Or you could just get a girlfriend. Oh wait, no, but you're unlikable.
Yeah, I'm intolerable is what I've been told.
Oh, somebody that I was talking to said that you should really try using dating apps.
How's that working out?
They said you should try like legitimate dating apps, and I said, I don't know if he's gonna do well on those. And this person said, well, he's gonna get a lot of first dates.
I don't think
Smashed.
I don't think I'll get a lot of first dates either, man. I'm not good looking to start with, and I'm not photogenic either.
Well, you're definitely not getting any second dates.
That's true. College was the glory days.
It's all downhill from there.
I can't handle it.
Oh man. All right. I think I'm good. You ready to wrap up?
I'm ready to wrap up.
Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Don't forget you're listening to Launch Speed. Tell all your friends about us. You can find us on Instagram. We are Launch Speed on Instagram. We have a Facebook page, Launch Speed also.
No one knows where it is or cares.
Yeah, it's not quite up yet, but it'll be up at the time this episode airs. Leave us a review on iTunes. 5 stars only, please.
Yeah.
You can send us an email at launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com.
And we prefer if you could keep legitimate names on the emails, which now I know we'll never get. I just ruined it.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening. This is a great episode.
Yeah, thanks for listening. See you next week.